Hi everyone, welcome to a live episode of Women of Community Banking podcast. I've got the OG of credit unions.
I am old. That is true.
I'm just kidding. We've got April with us. I don't think she needs an introduction, but since my audience is outside credit unions, so she's CEO of MSUFCU and Reseda Group, one of the what I call one of the godmothers of credit union, for the lack of better
So
words,
kind.
right? So we thought of quickly catching up with her. I mean, she's kind enough to give me, I think, 16 and a half minutes today for a quick recording to ask her about how things are going, rolling.
Sure.
Let's start, April, with this is not your first GAC, I think.
Oh,
Let me
gosh,
ask you a
no.
question. So this is the how long have you come to GAC?
Probably like more than 10 years, but I bet not 15. So somewhere between 10 and 12 years.
Then I was in my school then.
Yeah, I'm
Not even
sure.
high school, like
Yeah,
that's cool.
probably you were like, I'm glad you were born. So that's good.
What are the things that have changed, April? I mean,
Yeah.
from now and since then, what are the things that have changed? How has GSE progressed? What do you think?
I think some of the changes are what's happening in the industry. Like, meaning when I would come to GAC more than 10 years ago, it was very focused on the partners that you would meet with were very long-term industry partners, and they were not as many. There were more, it is still very advocacy focused, but that might have been all that it was doing. Now today, right, everybody that is in any periphery of the industry is here. And what that means is it is nonstop meetings, and you're meeting not only with your legacy partners and vendors, but you're meeting with fintechs and startups. You're having conversations about growth strategies and who to partner with to achieve that. For me, I'm on more boards now that I've been in the industry a while, and so we had board meetings. And the exhibit hall, just gets bigger. There are more players
Bigger and
to
bigger.
partner with us, which is a great thing. A lot of advocacy work happening, a lot of meetings on the Hill, with your senators and your Congress people. So that part hasn't changed, and I would say the ethos of why we are all coming together has not changed. It just seems to be a little more activity.
That's good for us, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's the way I look at it, right?
more activity for credit unions means we are winning every single day.
Yeah, and it
more
means
important.
more people are in to do business with us because
Yeah.
they see value in the industry and the members that we serve,
Sure.
and that's not a bad thing. That's what I tell everybody, right? If a new company and new technology wants to bring to our members, product that they wouldn't have otherwise, that's a great thing.
That's a great thing. Absolutely. Next question is across M&A, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's been a topic, and
Oh, for sure.
credit unions acquiring banks,
Yep.
smaller getting together,
Yeah.
larger. I mean, I'm not naming about them,
Yeah.
but the larger getting even larger,
Yes,
right?
that is. We all know what that is. We've seen it. Yep.
And they're my friends, so I
Yeah.
can't talk about it. So now the question is, what do you think about the M&A strategy? I mean, what large, mid-sized, and small.
Yeah.
Maybe three different strategies, right? So what is your point of?
Yeah, so we've done a little bit of all of that. What I tell my board is the operating environment economically, competitively today, so it is so challenging compared to even 5 years ago, certainly 10 years ago. And what I mean by that is it's harder to grow, it's harder to earn, right? The margins are smaller, the competition is harder in the sense of I live in Michigan, and General Motors and Ford are headquartered in Michigan, and last month they filed for a banking license. And so you have now to not only compete with each other, the community banks, but now you're competing with new entrants that can captivate a market. And so the need for scale to have the money to afford to compete and grow, invest in security is why you can see people consolidating. It's unfortunate. I'd certainly love for the industry to have massive numbers of credit unions serving consumers because that's really important work. But it is also a little harder to continue to grow and be relevant, so that I do that. So we have bought a few community banks in our organization.
Yeah.
I like the ability to do that. I know it's not popular, but the reality is we're buying a branch and the customers to become members. It's additive to the industry. It's making people who might not have been aware of credit unions a member, giving them better rates and products. And, you know, the community wins. We keep their employees, we keep the branch, and we really enhance our partnerships in the community, and I think that's a good thing.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I'm a huge supporter of M&As because I come from the big banks. I come
Yeah,
from Citi and
right.
Chase of the world, right?
Exactly. That's what they do all day.
Unless we are doing this, I mean, it's not only talked about, it's not only competing against the next credit union, but against Chime. Revolut is coming in. Chime, Revolut, SoFi, Citi. I mean,
Yeah.
all of these guys are eating our lunches, right?
Right.
Unless we do that, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
And you can do it through some partnerships and collaboration, 100%.
yeah.
But at some, you know, no matter what, we'll never, the whole industry together, even today, even the big credit unions, you can put us together and we're still not the size of one Chase, right? And
I mean,
so
the entire
that's
industry. I mean,
right.
it's technology spend for Chase in a year is 15 billion.
I know.
That's not even the asset size of our top 20 credit unions.
I know.
Right?
They have
And
more
how do we
people coding than I have total employees, right? So it's really hard. Got to win though. So we have to find unique ways to do that.
Next, I would want to talk about investments because,
Yeah.
I mean, my previous life was I'm a consultant,
Yeah.
management consultant to follow investments. So broadly, there's a VC called Menlo Ventures. If you've heard, so Menlo Ventures divides the AI landscape into three parts. One is the vertical AI, that's basically financial
Yep.
services, retail. Departmental AI is your marketing, operations,
Yep.
etc.
Yep.
And horizontal AI is functional AI. That's basically a contact center that can touch across all.
Yeah.
And Menlo Ventures says that the most traction what they are seeing is in horizontal AI, like a contact center that
Yeah.
is applicable for all of them.
Yeah.
Let me ask you,
Sure.
since you run Reseda, where are your investments? I mean, what's your investment strategy, for the lack of better word? What are the fintechs that you're actually passionate
Sure.
about backing? And where do you think the money should flow to make the movement success?
So we have a portfolio of about 28 minority investments in a variety of fintechs.
Yep.
We do have in an AI studio, which is a credit union driven
Yep.
AI. We have investments in software to modernize the core stack. We have investments into unique niche products. So prize out with cash back on your checking account through gift cards. And that's really great because it's a benefit to members that is merchant funded, so it's not a burden to the credit union, and the members get cash into their wallets. And we have a product for members that, as they get a little older, what to do, how to navigate Social Security, how to manage their own wealth portfolio. Sure. As maybe they stop working and do those things. So we have a lot of experience, a lot of education. We have a collections platform, right? Like we have a lending. I mean, you name it. There's 28 different new technologies to improve the member experience is a lot of it. And so that's where I think we're seeing success is diversification in the portfolio, but real outcomes to make members' lives a little better.
Essentially, I mean, aimed at one single mission to make the member experience the highest in the pecking order, nothing other.
Yeah.
So this was great, April. I want to keep this short. Any parting comments about the ecosystem, where do you think we are moving, and what do you?
Yeah. I guess my last thing to say is, you got a big believer in what we do in our industry and the movement. I tell all of our team, right? I look at the world as member, not member. My life goal is to make everyone a member, right? Because when you're a member, you're invested in helping people, achieve more for their own financial wealth and health, and really creating more disposable income to lift up the members and the communities where they live. And, I think credit unions are always uniquely positioned to do that better than anyone. So we're just real excited to contribute to the ecosystem of financial services.
Long live credit unions. That's what I
Right
can say.
on.
Right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was awesome. Thank you.